Hi guys, in this video we are going to look into one of the probability questions that actually came out in paper 4 2016. Okay, in this question it says that a plant will produce the flower is the probability given, which is 7/8. The flowers are either can be red or yellow. If the plant produces flowers, the probability that the flower can be red is 3/4. Let's complete this tree diagram together, where the probability that a plant will produce the flower is 7/8. So that to get the probability that the plant will not produce flower, what you have to do, you need to take the total one, you're going to minus with 7/8, so you will have the answer 1/8. Okay, moving on to the second branch there. The question said that if the plant produces flowers, the probability that the flower that can be red is 3/4. So that for you to calculate the flower that could be for yellow is 1, you minus with the probability of the red flower, you will get 1/4. Always bear in mind that for you to get this total, it will be always equals to 1. Okay, so that's how we check the answer. Okay, moving on to the next part. This question asking you to calculate that the plant chosen at random will produce red flower. So for you to get a red flower, obviously you need to multiply with the probability that a plant will produce a flower. You multiply it with the red. So probability of getting plant produce the flower is 7/8. I multiply it with probability of the red flower, which is 3/4, and I will get the answer 21/32. So if you simplify your answer 21/32, you can't simplify it as, so you can rewrite the answer. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Two plants are chosen at random. Okay, calculate the probability that both will produce the red flower. Basically, if you look through the question that we have done it just now in A part 2, is actually similar, a kind of similar, but this one involved two plants. So still we are going to take the plants that produce the probability, that 7/8, and also the red. So 7/8, you multiply with the probability that you have gotten for your probability of the red, but we are going to square this since we have involved with two plants. So if you multiply this and you press this in your calculator, you will get the answer 441 out of 1024. Okay, moving on to the next one, where this question asking you to calculate the number of plants that are expected to produce flower. So if you look at the tree diagram over here, this is the to get the expectation to get the produced flower is 7/8. So we are still going to use the 7/8 to get the answer, where we are going to multiply it with 200. If you press this in your calculator, you will have 175. So what we understand from this question, that 175 of number of plants are expected to produce flower. Okay, so if they buy is 200. Okay, so let's moving on to the next one, where Gabriel has 1575 plants with red flowers. Estimate the total number of plants that Gabriel has. Okay, so now you need to understand this question, where they have tell you that you have this many red flowers with you, and you need to calculate the total number of plants. So for you to solve this question, actually you can take the answer that you have calculated just now, which is on this. You have already calculated on the calculate the probability of the plant that is produce the red flower, right? So you can use the same answer over here to calculate the total number of plant. So for you to estimate the total number of plant that we are going to calculate, so you can take the total the red plants that you have, and you're going to divide this with the calculation that you have done it just now, that the probability that will produce red flower. So I'm going to divide this with 21 over 32. If you press this in your calculator, you will get the answer as 2400. Since it's only 2 marks, you can show this calculation, and for division, they'll give you 1 mark.